Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, everybody? And of course, welcome to my Big Ten Week number 6 reactions. In today's video, we of course are going to talk Oregon, Michigan State, Ohio State blowing out Iowa in this one. We're also going to talk Penn State, we'll talk Rutgers and Nebraska, and a lot more in today's video. However, before we hop into it, you already know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe, turn that bell on, as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. With that being said, later today, you guys are going to be getting an interview with Chandler Wilson from Louisiana Monroe. Hopefully also maybe an interview with Arkansas commit Trent Sellers that may be pushed to Thursday. But regardless, we are going to be getting interviews out for you guys. Rest of the schedule as follows today with Big Ten predictions for this next coming week. And then, of course, NFL predictions as well. Then you'll probably have an interview with Chandler Wilson as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right in to these Big Ten Week number 6 conference reactions. Alright, you guys know how we do this now. We go down the list, we talk about the games. So let's start off on Friday, October 4th, where we had Michigan State going into Oregon. Me personally, I thought this game was going to be a very close matchup. I thought weird things happened on Friday night. Guess I was wrong on this matchup, but Syracuse UNLV, that's where the weird thing happened. Now, with that said, Oregon played pretty good. Dylan Gabriel, obviously, was 20 of 32. 257 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day. Not a bad day for him. Johnson, the wide receiver for Oregon, also had a touchdown, and James had a touchdown as well for the Oregon Ducks. So Dylan Gabriel was utilizing his weapons, and that is ultimately what got the job done for the Oregon Ducks. Now, Michigan State, your defense, on the other hand, did not play all that great. The D-line struggled. I believe the corners struggled as well a little bit, but the D-line in particularly allowed James to rush all over you with 165 rush yards. Cannot allow that to happen to the number 8 or 6 team in the country and expect to get the job done. So Oregon gets the job done before a big matchup against Ohio State. Now, speaking of Ohio State, let's go ahead and feed right into their game where they were playing the Iowa Hawkeyes in this one. I thought this was going to be a closer game than what it was. I thought Iowa's defense was going to be able to hold it Ohio State. Turns out I was wrong. Ohio State, Jeremiah Smith doing what Jeremiah Smith does best. 4 receptions, 89 yards, 1 touchdown on the day for him. Johnson, the running back, also had a touchdown for Iowa, the lone touchdown of the day. Will Howard, 21 of 25, 209 yards, 4 touchdowns on the day. 4 touchdown passes to different receivers as well. So good on Will Howard as he was getting the ball to his playmakers. Iowa's defense was struggling, which normally Iowa's defense is their strong suit. So I don't know what happened over there, but Iowa's got to figure out some personnel, only scoring 1 touchdown in garbage time late in the 4th quarter, where it was a shutout for the most part of the game, as well as Ohio State rolls past Iowa in that one. Now, let's go to Ohio State's, one of their rivals, in the Penn State Nittany Lions as they get the job done against UCLA. UCLA starting Big Ten play 0-3. Penn State, on the other hand, 5-0, 2-0 on the year as well as they win 27-11. Gonna be honest, did not watch any of this game. I didn't really want to watch any of this game as well because I thought it was going to be a blowout. However, turns out it wasn't. It was scoreless going in the second quarter, which made it interesting a little bit, but Penn State eventually pulled away with it in the second and third quarters of the game, almost allowing for UCLA to come back. However, they get the job done as Drew Aller was 17 of 24, 257 yards, 1 touchdown on the day for him. Allen, the running back for Penn State, had a touchdown, and then Clifford, the wide receiver for Penn State, had 107 yards on the receiving for the day as well, as Penn State gets the job done at home against UCLA in that matchup. Now, moving on is Washington beating Ohio State's main rival in Michigan, and probably one of the upsets of the year if you are asking me. Number 10 Michigan goes down as Will Rogers, the quarterback for Washington, Mississippi State transfer, was 21 of 31, 271 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day for Will Rogers. Donovan Edwards led the team in rushing with 98 yards, 1 touchdown on the day as well. Dotson for Washington also caught a touchdown. So Will Rogers getting the ball to his playmakers like Dotson, Edwards, obviously for Michigan, was kind of what kept them in the game. but ultimately it was the better team that got the job done, and Washington prevailed in this matchup as they upset the Michigan Wolverines in the national championship rematch. Now, up next is USC, the team Penn State plays this weekend, falling to the Minnesota Golden Gophers 24-17. Miller Moss 23 of 28. 209 yards, 1 touchdown on the day as well. The running back for Minnesota, I believe his name is Taylor, had 144 yards on the day as well, as they scored a lot in that fourth quarter to get the job done. The fourth quarter was where it was close, and Minnesota ultimately pulling away in this one, as USC probably not making the playoffs this year is what it's looking like as well, and they fall to 1-2 in Big Ten conference play so far. Up next, Indiana destroying the ever-living crap out of Northwestern. That was pretty self-explanatory. Indiana is now bowl eligible. They are 6-0 on the year, 3-0 in Big Ten conference play. They get the job done. Great on them. Burke, I'll highlight him for a second. 25-33, 380 yards, 3 touchdowns on the day for him. Great day from the offense for the Indiana Hoosiers as they get the job done on the road at Northwestern and improve to 6-0 and overall on the year there. Purdue getting blown out by Wisconsin. I thought this game was going to be a closer game. Turns out it was not. Wisconsin getting the job done at home. Shocking a lot of people. I think a lot of people had this game being a lot closer than what it actually was. But Locke, the quarterback for Wisconsin, was 20 of 31, 359 yards, 3 touchdowns on the day for him. T. Walker, the running back for Wisconsin, as well, had 3 rushing touchdowns on the day. The receiver for Wisconsin also had 2 receiving touchdowns on the day as the offense was clicking for the Wisconsin Badgers in that matchup as they beat Purdue 52-6. And then, of course, ending us off in Big Ten play, we had Rutgers going into Nebraska in a very defensive battle for the most part, if you're asking me. Rutgers did held Nebraska scoreless in the second half. However, it was Nebraska and Dylan Raiola that got the job done, as they are now 5-1, 2-1 in Big Ten Conference play. 4-1 Rutgers as well, and they are 1-1 in Big Ten Conference play as Nebraska gets the job done and looks really solid in Big Ten Conference play. Anyway, of course, that is where I'm going to leave it for today's first video of the day. If you haven't already, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn that bell on. We do our best to post on this channel every single day. With that said, I'm going to hop off, get this edited, so you guys can watch it on time. Have a great rest of your day. If I don't see you in Big Ten reactions, or Big Ten predictions, or NFL predictions, thank you all so much for watching. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace.